There's some gross swampy water down there. I don't know if you can see it as good as I can. There we go. Maybe that helps a little bit. Don't want to take a drink of that. That's gross. Here's a nice view. I'm not sure which mountain that one is, but it's big. Much bigger than the other ones. I'm thinking that's probably in the White somewhere. Don't know which one though. Or maybe it's Mount Cube. I'm not sure what Mount Cube looks like, and that's right before the Whites, or not too long before the Whites, and that's about a 4,000 footer or close to it. Beautiful though. So I looked it up. It was neither. It was not the Whites, and it's not Mount Cube. It's actually Smarts Mountain, which is the next one I'll be summiting in about 10 miles, about 3,200 feet of elevation. So those ones in front of us probably 2 or 2,500. That's why it towered above them. And then they'll be getting even bigger. I think Mount Cube is close to like 38, 39, something like that. And then obviously when you start getting to the Whites, they're above 4,000. So that's kind of the shakedown of the next, oh, I don't know, 38 miles now. Actually, 38 miles, I think, puts me on top of Mount Moose Lake. So, I don't know, 32-ish, something like that, before I'm in the Whites. Cruising pretty good today. Trying to get as many miles in as I can. It definitely feels more tolerable today for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's just less humidity. Maybe my body's just handling it better. I don't know. But I'm going to stop and eat here soon and then continue on. Get to Smarts Mountain. Hopefully today. That's another, like I said, 10 miles or so. So see how the day goes and go from there. But I'm not done summiting yet. Are you? 13 and a half miles in for the day. It's 12:30. About 3,300 of elevation. There's a nice little creek. Can't say the bridge is very nice, but it does the job, and that's all that matters. It's a log that's sturdy. You don't have to get your feet wet or anything. Talking about wet feet, somehow my feet are wet, probably from that soccer field that I had to walk across or walk by this morning. It was all flooded out. So I'm gonna hopefully get a little bit of aired out on my socks while I'm here, filling up with water and getting some food and going back to trail. All right, see you in a little bit. I got some peanut butter, some combos, some beef jerky, and who knows what else. We'll see. Got a little food in me, got some water filtered. Changed my socks because this morning, I think walking through the soccer field, I think that's what got my feet soaked. And I've been walking on soaked feet all day and got all wrinkled on the bottom. And it started hurting that last mile, like they were starting to stretch on the wrinkles, or not a good feeling. And I've had a foot infection before on the PCT. I know what that feels like, and it is not fun. So I want to avoid that at any cost. So I've changed my socks into some dry ones. Unfortunately, those need to stay dry because I have new socks coming because all my other ones have holes in them. I mean, the ones I'm wearing now have holes in them, but they're a little less holy than the other pair I had. So I'm replacing both of these, except the first pair I had. Those are still good, but the cushion's kind of gone on them, just don't have holes. Oh, and having that sent, or that's already been sent, and it's waiting for me at the Notch Hostel, which is where I'll be getting picked up here in a couple days. Where I have my shoes, another pair of shoes, and my trekking pole piece that I'm looking for or needing for my one trekking pole. Anyway, I got out of there, got my socks, dry socks on. Hopefully the other ones are still in the back drying out. Hopefully they didn't fall out of that pocket. That would stink. But I ate some peanut butter, had a Nature Valley bar, some combos, and water. Had the infamous water that was on tap. Getting going here again, but before that I ran into Jim, and I'd been asked a couple times today by some people who didn't know me. That's always refreshing when somebody doesn't know me. I love it when people do know me, but it's nice to know that not everybody on the trail knows me. So as well, I can't really explain why that is. It's just sometimes it's nice to not be known also. But anyway, a couple times today, people would ask me, "Are you Spidey?" Like they were going southbound, and I'm like, "Nope, not Spidey. I don't know who that is." And haven't seen anybody else out here today. Well, anyway, as I'm leaving the water there, where I had my little snack or lunch, if you want to call it, Spidey walks by. His name, Spidey. And I seen him and I asked him, and he said, "Well, I know you. I watch you on YouTube." Anyway, ran into Spidey, found out who Spidey is. Nice meeting you, Spidey, if you see this. I love meeting people, though, that watch me on YouTube or follow me on social media or Facebook. Because first thing he said was, all right, where's the donut sticks?" I love it that people know what my vices are, what my food of choice is out here, my snacks. That was kind of funny. It was nice meeting you, Spidey, and I hope you have a great rest of your trip. As for me, I'm taking off with the big mileage today. Hey, there's a cooler here. I wonder what's in this cooler. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Second trail magic of the day. Second soda. They got an ice cream in there. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm just gonna take a Pepsi. Well, that's pretty cool. All right. Time to take this Pepsi and get back on the trail. Another cold drink will not hurt me at all. Woohoo! Back to the land of red carpet rolled out on the trail. I'm not stupid enough to think that this is the way it's going to be for much longer, but I'm loving it right now. Not gonna lie, New Hampshire has been kind of cruisy since starting, which I love. Not a lot of ups and downs, but yet 3,400 feet of elevation in 10 miles. That's crazy. Didn't even feel like I did that. It's a little cooler today, a little breezier or something. I don't know what the deal is. Less humidity, less humidity or something. It's definitely more tolerable. But in the next 10 miles, there's like 4,000 more feet of elevation. So it's gonna be some big climbing, getting ready to go into the swamp again here. There was just a sign saying, be cautious because some of the boardwalks need to be repaired. Then repair them. Don't just put a sign up saying they need to be repaired. Repair them. Hopefully won't be over. Oh yeah, they kind of need to be repaired. Oh, that was gooey. Nothing too bad though. Don't want to be falling in knee-deep water because a board cracks underneath me. Have to be a little slower here, I guess. Oh boy, and came up like a teeter-totter. Little swampy area out here. All right. These puppies are moving a lot. It's a New Hampshire swamp. I've noticed it's actually been quite a bit muddier and swampier than even Vermont was. And Vermont seemed to be pretty dry at times. And Vermont's always the place that I've heard was real muddy and swampy. So a little different this year. All right, continuing on, and I think up there is one of the mountains that I'll be crossing over. The next mountain is Smarts Mountain. I hear they do an IQ test before you go up to make sure you can handle it. I'm in trouble. Nice little 700-foot climb in less than a mile. Pretty steep at times. Definitely feeling that heat on that one. Still a lot more elevation to go though. I'm hoping it's not getting ready to turn into what Vermont was in the last 40 miles. Were just a lot of ups and downs. Getting ready to go up again here. Nice little view here. Have to manipulate it a little bit because there's only a little opening. And this trees, I have to move around, but beautiful view. Boy, I'm worn out after that big climb. It's like 1,000 foot in just a little over a mile. And I definitely feel the heat now. Check out this view. That is vast. Another great view from on top of cliffs called Holt's Ledge. It goes on for like 0.1 miles, and they keep having openings here. It's not open the whole way because of some bushes and vegetation, but that is some epicness. Welcome to New Hampshire, baby. Yeah. All right. This is starting to get annoying, Henry's. See the berries? I just came around, well, that corner there. The trail comes through this little meadow section here. And wouldn't you know it, a little black bear, a little Henry, eating the berries there. And I scared the dickens out of him, or her. Went running off again. Getting a little annoying that I keep scaring them off. Or they keep getting scared of me before I can get my camera out and put them on a video to show the YouTube world how beautiful they are. Oh well. I think that's number 6 for the year. Most of which I've seen the back end of. Oh well. No way I could have seen that one ahead of time. Very dense through there, and just makes sense that it was eating the berries, because that's what the bears do, is they eat the berries. That's 3 days in a row though of seeing a bear. They're definitely more prominent up here in New England. 3 in Vermont, now 1 in New Hampshire. And then there was 1 in Massachusetts, and the other one was in Virginia. Starting to pick up a little bit. A little bummed that it took so long this year, but I started quite early too. They're still sleeping and hibernating and taking naps and so forth. Still have about a 2,700 foot climb for the next summit. After that last one of about 1,600 foot, 2,700 sounds a little worse. That's gonna put me at right around 7,500 of elevation for the day. Don't know if that's where I'm going to camp on top of that mountain, or if I'm going to go beyond that. So if I go beyond that, it would even be more, but 7,600 is a big day of elevation for sure. That last one was hard, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it wasn't a hard climb, just because of the heat today. So hopefully the next one won't get to me too bad. I'll definitely be filling up on some water before I climb up there. I cross a couple creeks here before I start the big climb up the mountain. Alrighty, let's keep it going. Went about 2/10 of a mile further from where I seen that bear, and right over here there was a mama bear and a baby bear. Mama bear jumped and then just stared at me, and baby bear went running up a tree. I walked backwards. I didn't stay there and check it out. And I didn't keep going. For some reason, I just stopped and walked backwards. I don't know why I didn't keep going. That would have been the smarter way, because now I have to walk by them again. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot sometimes. I don't know what I was thinking. She was checking me out though. I think like subconsciously what I was thinking was that, you know, maybe one of the babies was like close to the trail or something, and I didn't want to get any closer to the babies because she like jumped and checked me out super quick. So I'm not sure. It was sure a beautiful Henry though. Big old head. It was one of these trees up here that it climbed. That was definitely not the back end of a bear though. That was stop and stare at me and like, what are you doing near my kids? So we're gonna walk real slow. Make some noise. Don't need to startle Mama. Hopefully that gave him some time to get away. It is so thick through here, you can't really see much until you're right near. I'm looking up to see. It might have been right through here. This is the opening, I think, where Mama seen me. Right here, maybe not. I might have walked past it now. I'm walking super slow though, just to make sure that Mama's not, watching me somewhere and making sure I don't come anywhere near. You can definitely see some bear prints down here in the mud. Well, I'm definitely past it now, so I don't know if they ran off the other direction, but she checked me out for a while, making sure I didn't come anywhere closer to babies. All right, well, it was over in this area somewhere, and I've wrapped all around it, so that's 3 just today. But that was a mama and a baby. Stinks I didn't get a picture, but boy, I startled her bad. She like jumped. That was probably the closest thing to like a bluff charge I've ever seen. She like just jumped and then stopped and stared at me. That was a mama's protection right there. All right, continuing on, seeing what else is out here in the New Hampshire forest. Yeah, baby, that's 4 bears just today. I'm sorry, I can't count. That's 3 bears just today. Pretty cool. Oh boy, that stinks I didn't get to see that. This startled me a little bit. It was so loud. I one time heard a bear run from me in Oregon that was like 500 or 600 pounds easily. And it ran so hard and so fast away from me, and it was standing within 10 or 20 yards of me. It shook the ground, it vibrated, and it was gone 100 yards in like 2 seconds. That's when I seen how fast a bear could run. That's when I heard the power that they have when they run. That's when I was really respectful of bears. I love them with all my heart. Don't get me wrong, they're my favorite animal. But you never want to tick one off, especially a mama. So definitely watch out for that. And I got my heart beating a little bit because she jumped so bad, just stared at me like, what are you doing, Fortune? These are my kids. Woo! Get the blood rushing. Wish I could have caught it on camera though. Oh well. Turned into be a good day of nature here. Nice little water source. Lots of running water. I still can't believe that I just seen 3 bear within 10 minutes. And that second and third one, the mom and the cub, man, they were so close to me. I could have got some good footage there. Unfortunately, Mama was aware of me and was not happy with my presence. So backing up was the right thing to do, even though I wanted some pictures. I was kind of wanting her and the cub to be gone when I came back through, or when I stepped backwards like 20, 30 feet. When I came back through, I wanted them to be gone because she was not happy with my presence and the cub up the tree, which means she was probably ready to defend the family. And one thing you never do is come between a mom and her cubs. And you definitely do not, you know, some people say stare at a black bear in the eyes and, you know, it'll back down. It's like, yeah, I would say that might be true if it did not have a cub. Because they're so skittish and everything. But when there's a cub, that all animals are different when they're babies with them. So had to do it. I would have rather got some pictures and hung out with mama and her cub. Let them know I'm a friendly, but still was beautiful to see, even if I couldn't show you and get pictures for myself. It'll always be here for me. And that was just awesome, the way she seen me, got startled, sent the cub up the tree, and then just stared me down until I backed away so they could move on. Pretty cool. Mama's power, mama's love. All right, it's climbing time again. I am filled up with water, 3 liters. And now it's 2,300 feet of elevation to the top of the next summit. It's confusing. That's why I have 3 liters with me. There's some tenting sites up there, but according to the navigation app, there's no shelter, just some tent sites. But yet I'm seeing signs, or I've seen a sign a while back that said the shelter at the top of the mountain, of this next mountain, which right now it's slipping my mind what it's called. I'm sorry about that. Usually that's what I do remember the best, is the names of mountains, but I can't remember this one for the life of me right now. Smarts. Smarts Mountain. But there's supposed to be a shelter up there according to this sign. If there's a shelter, there's probably water, or a water source of some sort. But the tent sites shows there's no water. So I don't really know. I don't know if there's a shelter or not. So I'm bringing 3 liters. That way I should have at least 2 liters left if I decide to camp there versus going on, which there's a good chance I'll stay there, because I think that puts me about 23 miles for the day. So versus going all the way downhill, especially after 7,500 feet of elevation, that'll feel like a pretty good day. It'll be probably 6:30 or 7 by then, so probably be a good time to stop. Just have to see what's going on. Could have all the tent sites full and shelter being full, and I'm not going to sleep in a shelter anyway. If I go to a shelter, I always get a tent site or a spot to put my tent in a case like that. I was just referring to the water portion of it, that, you know, want to be ready with water. So carrying 3 liters up 2,300 feet of a mountain just to make sure plenty of hydration is there if I decide to camp. Alrighty, let's get smart and get up Smarts Mountain. Yeah. Gorgeous. Beautiful New Hampshire. About 1,100 more feet to go and 2.25 miles. Can't I just take a nap now? It's too hot for this. But at the end of today, I'm gonna feel pretty dang good. Coming off a lime, doing 7,500 feet of elevation on a 90-degree day. Heck yeah, I'm gonna be proud of that. You better believe it. So it looks like there's a little trail that goes on the other side of that rock, but I could almost bet money that's not where the trail goes. It's gonna go up this wall. Even though I don't see it marked, but I'm not gonna lie, New Hampshire does not always have it marked too well. There's been a couple times already that I wasn't quite sure if I was doing what I was supposed to be doing or not, but it's okay, we'll just climb up this wall. Wall climbed. I have to wear sunglasses to keep the thousands of bugs that's flying around my head from going in my eyeballs, because every time I take them off, I get hit with a lot of bugs trying to dive into my eye juice. And sometimes I make it, and it stings and it burns. Not that fun. But when they're on, they get all fogged up because it's so hot and my sweat rolling. I could put a bandana on to catch the sweat, but that would be too easy. So why do that? It's always worrisome when you climb and climb, and then all of a sudden you stop climbing, and the miles to the summit start diminishing, but all of a sudden you're either descending or going flat, but yet you still have 900 feet more to climb. Then it starts to hit you that something is going to get real extreme here soon. Because excuse me, I'm supposed to be climbing and not walking flat. Oh boy, down to a mile or less with 900 feet to go. So gonna be one big push to the top of Smarts Mountain, where I'll be most likely calling it a day. And what a day it's been. It's not climbing yet. Slanted in a weird way. Ooh. Goodness. Like, I was standing diagonally there. Almost to the top. Right up there. I'm here at the summit of Smarts Mountain. but I can't call it out yet because that is another 0.1 miles that way. This right here are the tent sites on the summit. I had to take this shirt off. It is soaked. Everything on me looks like it has just been through a car wash. What a way to end climbing up 3,000 plus, or 3,000 foot plus mountain. This right here is where I'm gonna set up my tent. It's not the best. I have this little area right here, basically. That might be a little flat that I could work out. But I will be putting this summit in the bag first thing in the morning. I'm not gonna walk there and then come back 0.1 miles to where the fire tower is. I will do that in the morning. I did all the hard work tonight to end though. I don't know the exact numbers, but actually let me look real quick. All right, so I looked 23 miles, 7,400 in elevation. That's a day, and 3 bears. Now I'm going to put my tent up and eat some food and call it a night and, you know, turn around and do it all again tomorrow. Live life.